You know, a lot of people are thinking about changing out their water heaters, including gas ones. Now, here's an option you might not have thought about. You know, this is a great question that I had to deal with a couple years ago. Do I use a gas water heater again, or do I go to a heat pump one and try to save some money? Let's talk about the heat pump one that I put in my house, because it's going to be generally the same for everybody in our area. Now, I went with this because it saves me a ton of money each year in water. So when you're talking about a gas water heater, you actually have a flame at the bottom and you're heating up around it. And so that's how you get the hot water. With this is like a refrigerator basically that works backwards. It's a heat pump. So in the top side of this, I have a compressor and there's coils that go around the bottom of this. And this is where it saves you money. When this is in heat pump mode, this unit only uses 500 watts of electricity, which is like 500 watt light bulbs if you had an old one. So this is super efficient on heating water. So if you look at the energy guide here, it's about $171 a year to heat water. And so let's talk about how this works. I have the ability with a heat pump water heater to keep it in heat pump mode only, which is great. Now the disadvantage with a heat pump is that it does recover slowly compared to an old electric style water heater, which just has a couple elements. But the good news is you can come in here and go to hybrid mode. So when it realizes it's getting behind on heating water, maybe you've got a bunch of people over, it's the holidays or whatever, and you're running through hot water fast, this sits here and goes into hybrid, so it'll actually turn on some elements inside like a regular water heater and recover quicker. I run mine in heat pump mode only because it works better that way for me. I don't have a ton of people over at the house. Now here's the difference for me. This saved me a couple $100 a year in heating. Now they are more expensive when it comes to doing it, but there's a lot of energy rebates and stuff out there. So this is about 4 times what an electric water heater is, but it starts paying back really quickly. Now, one thing that I give advice on with this, I went from a 40-gallon gas heater to an 80, so that way I could deal with the recovery. And so this might not be for everybody. You got to have a place to put it that's much bigger than your standard water heater. So this is a good way to go. It can save you a ton of money, especially with our energy rates.